Hey horse lovers, welcome back to Free Spirit Equestrian. I know that you had been waiting for an update on little Ariel over here, and I'm so excited to tell you we've made a ton of progress. And in today's video, I'm gonna show you our training session and what we've been working on, and we'll go from there. She's been settling in great. As you can see, she's so much more curious and friendly. I'm just having so much fun working with her. It's been extremely rewarding, and I'm gonna show you how I'm working on gaining her trust and how we are building a bond. Aren't you so sweet? Yes, look at her. She's like just coming right out of her shell. First, I'm actually going to clean her stall and just take care of her, make sure she has fresh water and feed. And then I'm going to sit with her a little bit just to warm her up. That's usually how we start our training sessions. And I usually will pop in multiple times a day to work with her. So I did a little bit this morning, and this afternoon we're just doing our second session, and it's going to be a little more in depth. What you looking at? What you looking at? You checking the camera out? Look how messy you are. Hi. Good girl. Good girl. Oh, so nice. So nice. Good girl. What a nice girl I have. Taking care of horses, especially one like Ariel, I mean, just mucking the stall, feeding them, making sure they have everything they need, is so therapeutic. I honestly love feeding and taking care of all my horses. It's just where I do a lot of my thinking and all of that. As you can see, Kyle is here, so she's a little wary of other people. Now, he has been present, but I don't think people understand how much work she really needs.
So cute. Poor little girl. You like Shay?
Easy, girly, easy.
Ariel is truly coming around, but again, she has no understanding of basic handling. And with the wrong movements and the wrong handling, that can leave a long-lasting impression on her, especially with how young she is and how her start to life began. And by no means am I saying that I am the end-all be-all, but it's my duty, especially on YouTube, to explain that this is super dangerous, okay? I mean, she is not one that's just gonna come at you, but if you made the wrong move, she has no problem offering to turn her butt or bite. And she's been really good because I've been handling it and just making sure to spend time with her and not rushing anything per se. But with the wrong person, if they don't know how to read the exact body language on a minuscule level, she could do that, and then she's going to learn that behavior and also have a negative connotation. So that's why I'm spending the most time with her, working with her, and Kyle will just come in and be present and hang out. And once she becomes more comfortable, then Kyle can build more of a relationship and a bond with her too. But again, she's only literally been here for barely a week, so we just got to take our time. I also don't want to flood her with too much, stimulation. For example, having Kyle and me in there trying to touch her, but instead just me working with her, and Kyle can be present when I'm doing barn tours and all of that. And I think that's just what's going to be best for now. Obviously, once she progresses, then that will change. You can see I started off petting Ariel with the stick, and then I replaced the stick with my hand. Now she is allowing me to pet her neck more. I can pretty much touch her everywhere, and sometimes I can even pet her leg a little bit, but then she'll have moments where she gets a little bit nervous, and then I'll back off and give her space. If you watched one of my YouTube shorts, you could see how I introduced her to the brush. I let her smell it a little bit, and we've been working on this every day. So now I'm actually going to brush her whole body, which I have not done yet, on both sides. And she just is happy, chilling, eating hay. As long as I go about things like in a soft and meaningful way, she is great about it. That's what I'm saying. You just can't come in with this energy and certain movements. You just have to do things using critical thinking, right? Like, she doesn't understand necessarily. So my job is to just show her that she's safe, build trust, and expose her and desensitize her to this type of work. Now I'm going to show you something brand new that I have never done with Ariel before. I am going to introduce her to the halter. So you can see there, I'm holding a rope halter and I'm just letting her smell and sniff and investigate it. And that's what I'm just going to do here for a little while she's eating hay, and I'm not really doing anything, intense. I'm just chilling. Then I'm going to lightly just rub her with the end of it, get her used to some ropes. And she's kind of like, okay, like, what is that? What are you doing? And I'm just going to back off and let her think about that for a second. I don't want to completely overwhelm her. Again, this kind of training is going to be stressful no matter what, but I want to minimize that as much as possible and have her associate this with positivity, like feeding her hay, gently touching her and retreating, pressure and release, and positive reinforcement.
Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good.
Now we're going to work on actually putting the halter on. Now I can't fully secure this halter because it's a rope one and it's too large for her, but this will be good just to get her used to the strap going behind her ears, over her poll, and the nose band going over her nose. So we're going to work on that a little bit and see how she reacts to it. So as you can see here, I'm just gently rubbing her with the rope halter so she can see it on her shoulder, her neck, and then a little closer to her face. And you can tell she's like, what the heck are we doing? But she's being such a good girl. And then I'll give her hay and I'll back off for a minute, and then I'll approach her again, and she's getting more and more confident. You can see here I'm actually even touching her ear, and she responded so beautifully. I gave her hay and immediately backed up. When Ariel responds well, I immediately release and back up, and I wait for her to turn towards me before I do anything again. And you can see she approached me.
Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. You're so smart. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
Ariel is literally giving her all. She is trying so hard. She's honestly extremely willing. She just has to understand it's okay. So we're going to go a little farther. I'm going to put it up by her pole, and I'm going to teach her how to put her nose through the halter, trying to make it as least stressful as possible.
Good girl, you sweet girl. Good.
She did so well. I'm going to give her a little break here. And honestly, you just have to be still, patient, and just take your time. She did really well with the rope right there. Super proud of her.
Girl.
You can see I actually got the halter on her, but I'm going to take it off because again, it's too big where I feel as though I can properly secure it. But that was huge, huge step. She did so well. I just can't believe how incredible she is.
Good girl. Good girl. You're so good. You're so good.
So it's really just repetition, consistency, timing, feel, and energy. And that's what I'm doing right now.
Good girl. You did so good. Good girl. Good job, Ariel. Good job.
That was honestly such a magical, spiritual, rewarding experience. I can't even put into words how incredible that felt. She is phenomenal. Again, sorry it is so dark in here because we still don't have electric in the barn, but it's almost finished and you're gonna see the total barn makeover video coming up here soon. But anyways, I don't have lights, so I just have like one door open so that you can see a little bit of what we're doing. So I hung out in the stall with her after cleaning it for a little bit before we really started getting into our training. And honestly, I'm very, very impressed with how it went. There's not going to be any perfect training situation when you have an unhandled horse, no matter how old they are, unless they literally have just hit the ground like Ezzy did. But for safety reasons, I had to make sure that she was in that corner so she didn't swing her butt and kick me, which she still could have done, but at least then I have a way to get out, worst case scenario. But honestly, she handled that so well, and just using the positive reinforcement along with pressure and release, I think she actually handled that so well. She was definitely a little bit stressed, but that's just, unfortunately, because she was unhandled, you're going to have stress. But my job is to make that stress as minimal as I possibly can. And we had some breakthroughs today. I mean, honestly, like we literally got the halter on, and I just ordered her a full rope halter because I don't want to use a nylon halter right now while I'm just trying to get her used to the halter going over her head and ears, which is what I was doing with this rope halter, which is why it didn't matter that it was too big right now because I wasn't actually going to like completely secure it and try leading her. I just wanted her to get used to putting her nose through the hole and putting that rope over her neck by her poll and her ears, which we did, and it was amazing. So I'm going to keep working on that until we actually get the rope halter that fits her. And I got a turquoise green one because I think that'll go with the whole ARIEL vibe. So when that gets here, then I'm actually going to work on leading her. I'm going to keep Ariel in this stall for a few more days, and then we're actually going to move her into a really large stall, which is basically 2 stalls. So she'll have more room to move around. That way I can continue working with her. And then after that, she is going out with Belle and Esmeralda. And I am so excited to get her outside and for her to meet Ezzy. But I also need to instill some basic handling skills like leading and just basic touch before I turn her out. And it's for safety reasons. It's for herself, myself. I just want to make sure she's at least, being led on the halter or understanding that concept a little bit, just in case something was to happen. She needs to be able to lead before I just turn her out, you know, with the herd. But yeah, she's still coming over to me. And like right when we ended that session, you saw how she kind of followed me out. So those are good signs. And now I just want to chill with her so she knows like, hey, I'm not just going to come in here every time and demand things from you. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hang out and be your friend. But we also have to work through these things because it's for your own benefit and safety and everybody else's too. Yes, you're such a good girl. Oh, you're such a good girl. You know I won't hurt you. And throughout all of that training, you can tell she wasn't feeling 100% shut down. Like she was kind of like, okay, what the heck are we doing? I'm a little like stressed and freaked out, or so shut down where she wasn't responding to anything. And also she wasn't so nervous where she felt like she had to activate fight, where she would literally spin and, you know, do anything crazy. Like she is a nice mare. She doesn't want to do anything wrong. She doesn't want to kick or bite. She just doesn't understand. So that's why we're doing things little by little. And I felt like we kind of needed to take that extra step today and just work on a little bit of, like I said, the haltering and just something a little more intense. Because again, I want to get her outside. Like I'm not trying to rush it so she can go outside. Obviously, like you're just seeing like bits and pieces. Like I am out here so much, sitting here every single day for long periods of time. But I also want to get her to where she can go out when quarantine's over, right? You know what I mean? That way she'll be so much happier with the herd and being outside. Like I hate that she has to be in a stall right now. You saying hi? What you doing? You good girl? You sweet baby. You are. She could literally be over there eating hay because it's like spread throughout this front part, but she's like right here. I don't want you to hit your head, girl. Yeah, you silly. She's like, I'm gonna be super close. We don't want you to hit your head though. Like she has hay over there. What are you doing? Good girl. Good girl, Ariel. All right, horse lovers, just wanted to get in some better lighting. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications so you don't miss anything Free Spirit Equestrian or any updates with Ariel or the other horses. The best way you can support us at Free Spirit Equestrian is to order some merch. Link in the description. We're going to have some Ariel merch coming out soon too. So I'll see you next time, horse lovers. Bye.